What is up, brand fam? Thank you. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing, hitting that bell notification, and a thumbs up as well. In today's video, we're gonna be installing a AFE cold air intake on the Dodge Durango SRT. So this is my first AFE cold air intake. Usually I go with the JLT, but this one's the closed box. And I'll show you why I went with that. So if we take a look at the vehicle, you have your actual functional hood vents. You know, you can feel the heat right here, and on the other side as well. But the cold air intake sits like right here underneath. So when you have massive rain, pressure washing, if you're going through a washer to wash the vehicle, all that water is gonna go ahead and get into your cold air intake. You can see it right there, the air box, the stock air box. So that's why I went with the closed system for the Durango. Or else I probably would have went with JLT. Now, AFE, from what I heard, is pretty good as well. So we'll take a look at the install. But as you can see, it's right under there. So if you have it open, all that water is gonna get into your intake. Therefore, that's not a good. Here we have the unboxing. I have yet to open it, so we'll take a look. It seems like it's packaged pretty well. Looks like they're doing a calendar too, 2022 calendar. That's pretty dope. So let's go ahead, take a look here. We have the couplings, all the parts right here. You have the housing, the actual filter itself, a little hose. So it's packaged pretty good, you guys. Like I said, there's the packaging right there. And it's in a nice plastic wrap. Everything's wrapped nicely. The filter, you get some stickers, and the manual, of course. So pretty impressed. Step, we're gonna go ahead and lift this engine cap right here. You might wanna take that off. Put it aside somewhere safe. Just lift up, comes off just like that. I'm gonna set that aside. And then I'm gonna put the cap back on. So I'm letting the car cool down just a little bit because my wife did just come back. So everything's like, it's not hot. She didn't go for a far drive. It is like 40 degrees outside. So, but take the cap off first and then we'll move on to the next step. Steps 2 is there's gonna be a few sub steps. We're gonna remove the temperature sensor here, or we're gonna remove the crankcase vent hose right here. So we're gonna take this out, and we're gonna take an 8mm socket and loosen this right here. And then we're gonna lift up the whole assembly. So just to disconnect this, you wanna press in and lift up. Remove this here, just like so. And then we're gonna go ahead and loosen this up. So I have my 8mm socket with an extension here. As you can see, loosen this up. What you wanna do is this right here is in this groove, which is smaller, therefore holding it in. You wanna slide this towards you, so that way you can go into here, lift up, pull it back. And then this one, as you can see, I have everything disconnected as mentioned. You literally just lift it up and you hear the little pop and it just comes right out. So I can't do this with one hand, but you see already coming out. I'm gonna need 2 hands to go ahead and finish this up. So the next step, what we have to do is, this is where we're at, and we're on the driver's side here front, or is this plastic trim. It does call that we need to go ahead. You can see there's another green one right here. All it is just basically, it goes into the circle. What we wanna do is just go ahead, work it like this, move back, push it around, and there should be one more right here. Just do the same thing. Now I'm doing this with one hand, y'all, so I'm pretty sure you guys can do this with 2. That's it. I just asked to go ahead and push this back out of the way. I'm guessing we're gonna start creating some space here. And also I have the plastic panel, little tools, pry tools, I'm gonna use to remove these clips here. For those of you that are new to the channel, everything I do on a how-to and installs, I leave links down below, clickable links to all the products I use. So the cold air intake will be down there. These plastic pry tools will be down there. Any tools that are needed. That way it makes it easier for you. Now you don't have to go ahead. I'm not paid to go ahead by clicking on those links or anything like that. It's just to help y'all. So if you find this useful, please consider subscribing and liking. Thank you guys. So I used my plastic pry tool to remove these. Now, I do apologize for not showing the step. I did need 2 hands. But basically, you want to go ahead, put it in between, lift up, and repeat for the other side. Now this part right here is removable, and I'm going to go ahead and move this out. So this is the next step here, in which I'll show you where it's at, located in the Durango. But it's calling to tuck this middle wire right here underneath the plastic trim. Now, here we're at in the Durango. Here's those three cables. It's the one that is not the girthy one, not the skinny one. It's the one that's in the middle. It's saying to tuck it behind somewhere. So what I'm gonna do actually is there's a hole right here. There's a hole right here. I'm gonna use a zip tie to zip tie them all the way to the corner there. Just take the supplied CCV hose and put it back right here. I'm doing this with one hand, so excuse me. All right, so the biggest tip, because this is a little pain in the ass to get in, is throw some lubricant. It does say in the instructions. So I went ahead and done that, and also around the plastic, and you're gonna have to force that shit on there. But once you do, it's you can see it's nice and secure. It's not going anywhere. Now I have the hardware out. We're gonna take the grommet that's supplied and go ahead and seal it right here. So you want this middle portion around this lip right here on the inside. I'll show you what that looks like when it's done. So once it's complete, it looks like this. Should take you about 10 seconds. As you can see on the other side, it's nice and sealed. Now what you want to do is take this like aluminum body seal, because this is where the temperature sensor is going to go, and you're going to twist it in a later step, but it's going to go right here. So lube it up. We're going to go ahead and put it in. So that's the step I'm on right now. Excuse the noise in the background, but the finished product should look like something like this. It is a pain in the butt to get down, but you just have to force it down, work it in there. So now you want to go ahead and insert this mold and the larger clamp. I'm gonna try to have the logo up. I'm gonna just rotate it real quick before I tighten it down. And then this smaller clamp is gonna be for this end. Now do note, these take an 11mm socket to tighten them down. So this one's tightened. I'm gonna just tighten this one down a little bit, but not all the way, because we still have to put it over the throttle body. Now you're definitely gonna want a deep socket for these ones, because obviously you can see here, a regular one won't do. So this is what I'm using right here. And like I said, it's an 11mm. So this is what we have set up thus far. Now here's the product that we have so far. Everything's lined up, so in the instructions you want this nice and flush. It's gonna go ahead and seat properly. You're gonna see some retainer plastic clips, whatever you wanna call them, that are gonna seat inside to hold it. I did rotate the band clamp as per the instructions, where this is facing up. That way you have easier access if you wanna go ahead and remove it in the engine bay. It's a lot easier than trying to get it like where if it's facing right here. But this is what I have so far. Now it's time to throw it into the car. What you want to do is get it to your stock in box. There's 2 grommets right here. There's one right here, and there was one right here. You're going to pull those out of the stock ones, and we're going to put these into the new housing. I have it flipped upside down. You want to go ahead and put the grommets into here. One right here, and the other one right there. Now what we're going to do is take the new AFE airbox assembly that we just assembled, and we're going to go ahead and put it over the throttle body first, and then we're going to go ahead and seat it down. Then next we're going to go ahead and put the CCV hose into the new housing. There is an optional clamp that you can go ahead and use on the other end just to secure it. I'm gonna go ahead and use it. All right, so this is what it looks like. I have to fasten this one right here. I did go ahead and connect the hose. I'm gonna put the clamp right there as well. We're gonna put the temperature sensor in here next, and then we're going to connect it back up. So yeah, here we have we're gonna put the temperature sensor back in here. We're gonna connect it back up. But as you can see, you want it flush as can be. You're gonna take that green retainer clip that you had, put it into here. There's a spot on the GT Momentum. That way you can go ahead and seal it back up. This one, and then this one right here. So that way this is nice and seated, and then this is flush. So that's what it should look like. Let's go ahead and do the last few steps. You can see I have the clamp right here. This uses a 1/4 socket, so tighten that down. Now I'm going to tighten this down back with the 11. Now we have everything buttoned up. Everything's tightened. The sensor's back in. I went ahead and just make sure all the clamps are nice and tightened down. We have the seal here, and that's pretty much for the install. Next will be the carb sticker. I'm gonna clean this up right here and place it right there.